Candace Owens, she is a very, very popular conservative female commentator. She talks about the problems within the black community. Pretty much everything she says, I agree with, but there is a problem that I have with Candace Owens, and here it is. She is a racist. I'll get right to the point in this video. She is a racist. And what she says is, I really don't care about any of these illegal immigrants. Some woman who gets separated from her son after she gets caught by the Border Patrol, I have no sympathy for her because we have to help black people. We can't help any of these immigrants from Mexico until we help black people. I don't want any of these immigrants coming in here from Mexico because we have to help our own people. And as a black person, I can't support these illegal immigrants because if I do, well, it's going to be suicide for my people. It's going to destroy my people. And I'm listening. She actually said these things. And I'm listening to her. I was listening to her last night. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Is this like the Nation of Islam or something? Play the clip.
First off, we're talking about the black community. I don't want to talk about illegal immigrants because until the black community is fixed, I do not care on the record about a single illegal immigrant. You want me to care about a child separated from its mother at the border because their mother was doing something illegal and got caught? Does anybody cry when black parents get locked up and they have to be separated from their children for years? Okay, so stop. You can miss me entirely with the illegal immigrant argument.
I do.
Especially because illegal immigration negatively impacts who, first and foremost? Black men between the ages of 18 and 21. So asking the black community to stand up for illegal immigrants is like asking me to take a shovel and dig my own grave. Not doing it, okay? Won't do it. We'll give no focus to illegal immigrants until the 3.9 million black kids that are in poverty
are
brought above the poverty
immigrants.
line. I would like to see a system where we stop allowing Mexicans, because they are geographically positioned, to sprint into this border and demand rights and get on welfare. There are so many people in Africa via a merit-based system who are more than worthy of having an American citizenship. Those numbers are so low because of illegal immigration, and they're coming and jumping over the border. So I'm actually very pro merit-based African countries, people that are trying to be doctors. I'm sick of this rate of 2% that come from Africa every year. So that's actually the biggest reason I support the wall, is I don't think we have enough African immigrants in this country.
So after watching that, there are some thoughts that I want to convey to you guys. Here's the thing. On the left-wing side, you have these Afrocentric militants, black separatists, and these people are racist. There's no doubt about that. You have these far-left black militants like Cornel West, and these people are very race-obsessed. They're obsessed with race. They talk about white people this, black people that. Black people need to have their own space. Black people need to have their own dorms. Black people need to have their own colleges, black space, black areas. We need to have like centers where just black people live, and all of this stuff is all obsessed with race. All this way of talking, it's segregation, okay? The conservatives, they point these things out astutely, and they are correct when they say that these militant Afrocentric activists are race-obsessed and are racist. That is all true. Not going to deny that. The Democrat Party absolutely has racism in it. The fact that they still support Margaret Sanger, the fact that Democrats will sit there and talk about, yeah, we have to push these statues out. We have to topple these statues of Confederate leaders, but at the same time, none of them want to get rid of a statue of Margaret Sanger, and none of them want to get rid of a statue of Charles Darwin. None of them will ever disavow Margaret Sanger or Planned Parenthood, regardless of its eugenist ideology and eugenist and racist roots. None of them will do that. So absolutely, they are racialist elements within the Democrat Party. There is a very long history of eugenics and Darwinism in the Democrat Party. That is all factual. But here's the thing, everyone. You can find the same thing in the right side. In the right side of things, you find the same thing. Because, yeah, you will find left-wing blacks talking about, oh, yeah, black people need to have their own space, and white people are this, and white people are that. But you find the same thing amongst the right-wing activists that the conservatives are pushing as, the true caring voices for the black community. You find this in Candace Owens. You find this in Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse Lee Peterson talks about how Mexicans are a threat to the blacks and how Mexicans are making life hell for African Americans. It's all pushing racial tension. Just like you have these alt-right types talking about how, we're being invaded, the fact that you have Donald Trump and a bunch of Republican politicians coming out and saying, oh, look at these people from Central America, from Guatemala and from Honduras. Look, they're invading our country. What's that about? That's also pushing ethnic tensions, racial tensions between Americans and these migrants. It's a way of pushing tension between people. The fact that you have people talking about how, oh, immigrants from Africa, immigrants from Mexico, these immigrants from non-white countries are going to destroy our demographics. We need to support immigration from European countries. The fact that you have people like that is evidence enough that in the right-wing side of things, you have people who push for racial tensions. Now, amongst these right-wing black activists like Candace Owens, you find the same type of narrative. Only in this context, it's not about, we have to preserve the white demographic. It's about preserving the black demographic. And the fact that she says, I want to see more immigration from Africa, that's no different than Donald Trump saying, let's bring in people from Sweden. Why are we bringing people in from, crap hole countries in Africa? It's the same type of mentality. So yeah, when I say Candace Owens is a racist, yeah, I believe that, and I have proof of it. I can demonstrate that. Her own words demonstrate that. Evil comes in different forms, but the way that evil is presented depends on the culture to which it is being marketed. Depends on the culture. So when you go to a bunch of right-wing whites, you say, hey, these non-whites are going to destroy your demographic. We have to preserve white culture, white history, white heritage. And then that leads to Odin worship and Thor worship and all this weird neo-paganism. If it's a bunch of left-wing whites, then it's, hey, global warming is coming, and the environment is being destroyed by these evil corporations. The problem is people. Human beings are the true virus. And so we need population control. Then you go to the left-wing blacks and you say, hey, these evil racist white people, they want to destroy all of you. Evil racist cops want to destroy all of you. We need to become anarchists, and we need to start an anarchist revolt. We need to fight against the police. We need to bring disorder to society. And then you go to right-wing blacks and you say, hey, these Mexicans are going to destroy your people. They're taking away your jobs. They're going to ruin the black demographic. They're going to be a diminishment to the black community. It's all about creating tension and division between people. Regardless of how it's presented, evil has the same end result, and that is death, chaos, and suffering. And no matter which form of evil you choose, the end result is going to be the same, regardless of skin color. Anyway, you guys just heard some theology. God bless.